Some things are better left unsaid, but even more are best left unshared. For eons, the rise and fall of powerful individuals, kingdoms, and empires have often hinged on a single revealed secret. Secrets wield power, serving as both shields and swords, guarding us or leading to our undoing. But what if there are some secrets that are so vital, so essential, that they should never be revealed to just anyone? The ancient Stoics knew these secrets well, practicing a discipline of silence and discretion that protected them from harm and preserved their dignity. In this video, we will discuss 10 subjects that we recommend you keep secret as a Stoic and never reveal to anyone. All of them are crucial and interconnected, so stay tuned until the end to find out why. Rule 1. The silent battles. You're waging behind every face you encounter. There's a universe of stories, some sung aloud, but most kept hushed. These silent narratives, woven from challenges and personal struggles, often hold immense power. Why? Because they mold us, shape our perspectives, and push us to our limits. Just as the toughest steel is forged in the hottest fire, so are we through these internal battles. Epictetus subtly reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Nestled within these words is the echo of countless moments when we've battled with our thoughts, weighed down by burdens the world knows nothing about. Does this mean we should bottle everything up? No. But it's about discerning who to confide in and when. Everyone may hear, but not all listen, and fewer still understand. Choosing to reveal these battles is a prerogative, and one should tread carefully, sharing only with those who have earned the privilege of your trust. Today, there's an ever-present urge to live life out in the open, especially with the omnipresence of social media platforms. It feels like everyone's sharing everything, but there's immense strength in selective sharing. Let some battles remain yours and yours alone. They are a testament to your resilience, a personal medal of honor. While it's human nature to seek solace in others, remember that not every ear is tuned to the depth of your song. Sometimes the music of your struggles is best appreciated in the silent sanctuaries of your own heart. After all, as the Stoics believed, real transformation often thrives in quietude. Rule 2. The whispers of self-doubt. Have you ever stood at the edge of a decision only to be pulled back by the hushed voices of uncertainty? These soft whispers. Am I good enough? What if I fail? Are the clandestine residents of the mind, nudging us away from our potential. While it's tempting to shout out these insecurities, hoping someone will refute them, a Stoic understands the gravity of keeping them sheltered, at least until they're fully acknowledged and addressed. Why? Because it's not external events that trouble you, but your own judgments about them. This insight, borrowed from the ancient corridors of Stoicism, suggests that confronting our internal dialogues instead of amplifying them for the world can be a transformative experience. The world, especially in its current form, often has a way of magnifying our insecurities. Share a self-doubt, and suddenly there's a torrent of advice, much of it conflicting, adding to the cacophony of confusion. Instead, consider taking a different approach. Engage with these whispers in the silent arena of introspection. Let your understanding be the balm, not the opinions of countless others. Challenge these voices, converse with them, maybe even reason with them. In today's world, where every emotion can quickly become a public spectacle, there's unmatched power in cherishing solitude, especially when taming the unruly voices of self-doubt. They need your undivided attention, not the world's. Isn't it wiser to first mend the leaks in a boat privately rather than inviting an audience to watch it sink? Rule 3. Your future plans. Have you ever felt the weight of another's gaze on you? Curious about your next move? There's something deeply empowering about holding on to your future plans with quiet dignity, rather than letting them become dinner table chatter. Your aspirations, dreams, and ambitions are yours to cherish. By not revealing every detail, you maintain an element of mystery and unpredictability. We live in an age where everyone's so eager to share, yet there's strength in keeping your cards close, letting actions speak louder than words. History offers countless examples of individuals who prematurely boasted about their plans, only to watch them crumble. Take Napoleon Bonaparte. His military genius was unparalleled, but his overconfidence, broadcasted plans, and underestimation of his opponents often became his Achilles' heel. The Battle of Waterloo serves as a poignant reminder that revealing too much can lead to one's downfall. Similarly, business moguls like Howard Hughes were notorious for keeping their ventures close to their chest, ensuring competitors were always one step behind. It's a lesson in the power of unpredictability and the strategic advantage of discretion. Today, we're connected more than ever, with social platforms tempting us to announce every intention. But Stoicism reminds us that there's value in stepping back and taking a more measured approach. By keeping your future plans secret, you not only protect your ambitions but also grant yourself the freedom to adapt and change without external pressure. As Seneca's wisdom seamlessly weaves through our thoughts, if a person doesn't know to which port they sail, no wind is favorable. It's a compelling reminder to set our course but share it only when necessary, and mostly with oneself. Holding your future close doesn't mean you're afraid or unsure. On the contrary, it signifies a powerful understanding of the world's dynamics. You're not withholding for the sake of secrecy. You're preserving the sanctity of your journey, ensuring that when the world witnesses your steps, they're steadfast, deliberate, and always one move ahead. Rule 4. The temptation of excessive comfort. It might seem counterintuitive, but there's an inherent wisdom in keeping our regular forays outside of comfort a secret. When you share every challenge, every venture outside your norm, the intent often shifts. Suddenly, you're seeking validation and applause for being so brave or bold. But the Stoic approach isn't about external validation. It's about internal growth. The next time you decide to wake up an hour earlier to read or choose to walk in the rain to feel alive, maybe keep it to yourself. It's not a show, it's a personal journey. Marcus Aurelius whispered through time, "Is it for the sake of appearances or genuine progress?" Historical records talk of Alexander the Great and his unparalleled conquests, but even he, amidst the luxuries he could summon, would sleep on the ground and eat the same rations as his soldiers. He did this not for show, but to remind himself of the realities of life and not become lost in the haze of luxury and comfort. We might not be leading vast armies, but our battles are real, our challenges no less significant. In our rapidly changing world where comfort is often a click away, remember that it's the wind, the rain, and the uphill paths that shape mountains. Similarly, our challenges, especially those we quietly embrace, shape us. It's okay to bask in comfort, but do take those secret strolls into the unfamiliar. It's there that we find the versions of ourselves we often forget exist. Rule 5. Your vulnerabilities and weaknesses. It's said that every hero has an Achilles' heel, a vulnerable point that, despite their strength, can be their undoing. Humans, in their beautifully imperfect nature, are comprised of strengths and vulnerabilities. These vulnerabilities, the raw, tender parts of our psyche, deserve protection, not exposure. It's not about hiding or denying them, but about treating them with the reverence they merit. Man is affected not by events, but by the view he takes of them, murmured a voice reminiscent of Epictetus, suggesting it's not our vulnerabilities that define us, but our perspective of them. Embracing vulnerabilities is important. They are markers of past wounds, lessons learned, and even the fear of future battles. They're also deeply personal. Broadcasting them can make us susceptible to external judgments, which can sometimes skew our own understanding or acceptance of them. By privately acknowledging these points, we fortify ourselves, ensuring they're not exploited or misunderstood. It gives us a chance to work on them, to transform them from weak spots into areas of growth. Throughout history, many figures were acutely aware of their vulnerabilities but chose to keep them close, using them as motivators rather than deterrents. Abraham Lincoln, for instance, faced numerous failures and battled bouts of melancholy. Instead of publicizing these struggles, he internalized them, allowing them to shape his empathy and leadership. Conversely, Julius Caesar's vulnerability was his trust in close allies, culminating in his tragic end on the Ides of March. These historical episodes underscore the importance of recognizing our vulnerabilities, handling them with care, and ensuring they don't become our undoing. Oversharing is the norm these days. The pressure to bare one's soul and put everything out in the open can be overwhelming. Yet, there's power in selective silence. Recognize your vulnerabilities, cherish them, work on them, but don't feel obligated to lay them out for the world to dissect. It's okay to keep some pages of your book closed. After all, mysteries have their own allure, and strength sometimes lies in the chapters left unread. Rule 6. Your personal grievances. They say carrying grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to perish. It's a heavy weight on the shoulders, a constant murmur in the ear, and more often than not, a useless endeavor. However, choosing to process personal grievances internally as a Stoic promotes inner equilibrium and self-mastery. By choosing not to vent every irritation, you cultivate inner resilience, learning to tackle problems with a level head. This doesn't mean you ignore conflicts or let injustices slide. Rather, it's about understanding the impact of airing out grievances and recognizing the ripple effect it can create in your life and relationships. Our grievances often reveal more about our internal state than the external provocations. In the modern world, where social media can amplify every minor annoyance into a public spectacle, the ability to hold back, to deal with things internally or through measured conversations with trusted confidants, becomes even more crucial. Picture a calm lake. Disturbances, when thrown in, create ripples, but soon the surface returns to its serene state. This is what processing grievances internally looks like. A disturbance met with composure, leading back to calmness. Rule 7. Your financial status. Money, a topic that can arouse pride, shame, envy, or pity, depending on the circumstances. One's financial status, whether abundant or modest, is a personal matter that often reflects more than just numbers. It's about security, self-worth, and often societal standing. Discussing your financial status openly can lead to unnecessary comparisons, judgments, and sometimes even exploitation. Seneca once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This reflects the Stoic belief that wealth is not about how much you have, but your attitude towards it. By keeping your financial status private, you focus more on the intrinsic value of money, what it means to you personally, rather than its extrinsic value, what it means to others. In today's world where social media can create a false sense of wealth or poverty based on curated posts, maintaining a low profile about your finances can lead to a healthier, more realistic approach to wealth. It allows you to make financial decisions based on personal needs and goals rather than societal pressures or expectations. It's a reminder that wealth, like happiness, is often found in contentment with what we have rather than in the pursuit of more. Rule 8. Your charitable acts. In a world increasingly obsessed with social validation, the allure of broadcasting charitable acts can be overwhelming. Yet the Stoics believed in the intrinsic value of virtue, where the act of doing good should be its own reward rather than the praise it might garner. Reflect on the teachings of Marcus Aurelius. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. The essence of this is clear. Actions, especially those born out of kindness, need no spotlight. When you engage in acts of charity, consider the profound impact of keeping them anonymous. It not only preserves the dignity of those you help, but also reinforces the purity of your intentions. There's a quiet, almost sacred strength in doing good without the world watching. It ensures that your motivations remain untainted by external validation and are driven solely by a genuine desire to make a difference. History offers poignant examples of anonymous benefactors whose contributions have shaped societies without ever seeking recognition. Take the story of the mysterious benefactor in the UK, known only as the anonymous donor, who has been secretly funding scholarships, medical treatments, and various humanitarian projects for decades. Their identity remains a secret, but their impact is immeasurable. This anonymity not only protects them from unwanted attention, but also amplifies the focus on the cause rather than the individual. By keeping your charitable acts a secret, you align with the Stoic ideal of virtue for its own sake. It's a practice that elevates the act itself, making it a testament to your character rather than a badge of honor. In a world where every good deed is often showcased for likes and shares, the decision to keep your charity quiet is a powerful statement of integrity and humility. Rule 9. Your relationship dynamics. Relationships are intricate tapestries woven with trust, love, challenges, and growth. While it's natural to seek advice or share your joys and struggles with friends or family, there's wisdom in keeping certain dynamics within the relationship itself. The Stoics valued personal resilience and introspection, which can be applied to navigating relationships. By keeping your relationship dynamics private, you protect the sacredness of your bond. It allows both partners to work through issues, celebrate victories, and grow together without the interference of external opinions or judgments. This doesn't mean you shouldn't seek help when needed, but the primary work of building and maintaining the relationship should remain between those involved. In today's interconnected world, where every relationship milestone or hiccup can be shared with a click, maintaining privacy can be a form of respect for your partner and your shared journey. It fosters a deeper connection, built on mutual understanding and trust, rather than the validation of an audience. This approach aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the need for external approval. Rule 10. Your deepest fears. Fear, in its rawest form, is a powerful emotion. It can drive us to act irrationally, seek comfort in the familiar, or push us to new heights. Yet sharing our deepest fears can sometimes amplify them, making us more vulnerable than we need to be. The Stoics taught that understanding and mastering our fears internally is a pathway to true resilience. By keeping your deepest fears private, you give yourself the space to confront them head-on without the distortion of external interpretations. This internal confrontation allows you to break down your fears, understand their origins, and develop strategies to overcome them. It empowers you to turn your fears into catalysts for growth, rather than shackles that hold you back. In a world where sharing our fears can sometimes lead to unhelpful advice or unintended consequences, maintaining this privacy can be a form of self-preservation. It's a way to ensure that your journey through fear is a personal one, guided by your own insights and strength. This approach not only builds resilience, but also aligns with the Stoic ideal of self-mastery. Rule 11. Your spiritual beliefs. Spirituality is a deeply personal journey, intertwined with our innermost thoughts, fears, and hopes. Sharing these beliefs indiscriminately can lead to misunderstandings, judgment, or unwanted debates. The Stoics believed in the importance of personal introspection and self-discovery. By keeping your spiritual beliefs private, you allow them to grow and evolve without external interference. In a world where religious and spiritual beliefs can often become contentious topics, maintaining discretion protects your personal journey. It allows you to explore and deepen your spirituality in a way that is true to yourself, rather than conforming to external expectations or pressures. This approach aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the need for external validation. Rule 12. Your acts of kindness. Kindness, when practiced with sincerity, is a quiet force for good in the world. However, broadcasting your acts of kindness can sometimes dilute their genuine intent. The Stoics taught that virtue should be practiced for its own sake, not for recognition or praise. By keeping your acts of kindness secret, you ensure that your motivations remain pure. It allows you to focus on the act itself, rather than the response it may elicit. This approach not only enhances the impact of your kindness, but also reinforces the Stoic ideal of virtue as its own reward. In a world where acts of kindness are often showcased for social media validation, maintaining this privacy preserves the integrity of your actions. Rule 13. Your personal development goals. Setting and pursuing personal development goals is a key aspect of the Stoic journey. These goals, whether related to physical fitness, intellectual growth, or emotional resilience, are deeply personal. Sharing them prematurely can lead to external pressure, judgment, or even sabotage. By keeping your personal development goals private, you give yourself the space to pursue them at your own pace. This allows for genuine progress, free from the distortions of external opinions. It also reinforces the Stoic principle of self-mastery, focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the need for external approval. Rule 14. Your health issues. Health, both physical and mental, is a sensitive and deeply personal matter. Sharing your health issues openly can lead to unsolicited advice, pity, or judgment. The Stoics believed in the importance of resilience and self-reliance, which can be cultivated through the careful management of personal information. By keeping your health issues private, you protect your personal dignity and control over your narrative. It allows you to seek help and support on your own terms without the burden of external expectations. This approach aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and maintaining personal integrity in the face of adversity. Rule 15. Your intellectual discoveries. Intellectual discoveries, whether through study, contemplation, or personal experience, are moments of profound growth and insight. Sharing these discoveries prematurely can sometimes lead to misunderstanding or misinterpretation. The Stoics valued the importance of personal reflection and the pursuit of wisdom. By keeping your intellectual discoveries private, you allow them to mature and deepen within your understanding. This internal contemplation enhances the quality of your insights and prepares you to share them meaningfully when the time is right. It also aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on personal growth and wisdom. Rule 16. Your failures. Failures, though often seen as setbacks, are valuable learning experiences that shape our growth and resilience. Sharing your failures indiscriminately can sometimes lead to judgment, pity, or unsolicited advice. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reflection and learning from one's experiences. By keeping your failures private, you give yourself the space to process and learn from them without external interference. This approach not only enhances your personal growth, but also reinforces the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and letting go of the need for external validation. Rule 17. Your financial investments. Financial investments, whether in stocks, real estate, or personal ventures, are deeply personal decisions that reflect your values, goals, and risk tolerance. Sharing these investments openly can lead to unwanted advice, envy, or even attempts at manipulation. The Stoics valued discretion and the careful management of personal information. By keeping your financial investments private, you protect your financial autonomy and control over your decisions. This approach allows you to make informed choices based on your own research and judgment, free from the distortions of external opinions. It also aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and maintaining personal integrity in the face of external pressures. Rule 18. Your personal relationships. Personal relationships, whether with family, friends, or romantic partners, are complex and unique. Sharing the intricacies of these relationships openly can lead to misunderstandings, judgment, or unwanted interference. The Stoics valued the importance of personal boundaries and the careful management of personal information. By keeping the details of your personal relationships private, you protect the sanctity and integrity of these connections. This approach allows you to navigate your relationships with respect and understanding, free from the distortions of external opinions. It also reinforces the Stoic principle of focusing on what is within your control and maintaining personal dignity in the face of external pressures. Rule 19. Your educational pursuits. Education, whether formal or informal, is a personal journey of growth and discovery. Sharing your educational pursuits openly can sometimes lead to external pressure, judgment, or even sabotage. The Stoics believed in the importance of personal reflection and the pursuit of wisdom. By keeping your educational pursuits private, you give yourself the space to learn and grow at your own pace. This approach not only enhances the quality of your learning, but also reinforces the Stoic principle of focusing on personal growth and wisdom. It allows you to pursue knowledge for its own sake, rather than for external validation. Rule 20. Your creative endeavors. Creative endeavors, whether in art, music, writing, or any other form, are expressions of your innermost thoughts and emotions. Sharing these creations prematurely can lead to misunderstanding, judgment, or even plagiarism. The Stoics valued the importance of personal reflection and the careful management of personal information. By keeping your creative endeavors private, you protect the integrity and originality of your work. This approach allows you to develop and refine your creations in a safe and nurturing environment, free from the distortions of external opinions. It also aligns with the Stoic principle of focusing on personal growth and wisdom. Rule 21. Your political views. In today's polarized climate, political views can quickly become a source of conflict and division. Sharing your political beliefs openly can lead to heated debates, strained relationships, or even alienation. The Stoics emphasized the importance of harmony and rational discourse. By keeping your political views private, you preserve the opportunity for constructive and respectful dialogue. This approach promotes a culture of understanding and empathy, allowing you to engage with others on a deeper level without the barriers of political bias. It also reinforces the Stoic ideal of focusing on shared human values rather than divisive ideologies. Rule 22. Your personal challenges. Personal challenges, whether they relate to emotional struggles, family issues, or personal dilemmas, are deeply intimate experiences that shape our resilience and growth. Sharing these challenges openly can sometimes lead to judgment, pity, or unwanted advice. The Stoics valued the practice of self-reflection and the cultivation of inner strength. By keeping your personal challenges private, you create a space for introspection and self-discovery. This approach allows you to navigate your struggles with dignity and resilience, aligning with the Stoic principle of finding strength within oneself. Rule 23. Your personal beliefs. Personal beliefs, including philosophical, ethical, and moral convictions, form the core of our identity and guide our actions. Sharing these beliefs indiscriminately can lead to misunderstandings, criticism, or attempts to change your perspective. The Stoics believed in the importance of inner coherence and living in accordance with one's principles. By keeping your personal beliefs private, you protect the integrity of your values and allow them to guide your actions authentically. This approach fosters a sense of inner harmony and self-confidence, aligning with the Stoic ideal of living a life true to your own principles. Rule 24. Your inner dialogue. The inner dialogue, the ongoing conversation we have with ourselves, is a reflection of our thoughts, fears, hopes, and aspirations. Sharing this internal narrative can sometimes lead to misinterpretation or judgment from others. The Stoics emphasized the importance of self-awareness and rational thinking. By keeping your inner dialogue private, you create a space for honest self-reflection and personal growth. This approach allows you to explore your thoughts and emotions freely without the influence of external opinions. It also reinforces the Stoic principle of focusing on self-improvement and inner clarity. Conclusion: the Stoic path of discretion. In our pursuit of wisdom and resilience, the practice of discretion stands as a pillar of Stoic philosophy. By choosing to keep certain aspects of our lives private, we cultivate a space where true growth and self-mastery can flourish. It allows us to navigate our internal landscapes with clarity, free from the noise and distractions of external validation. The secrets we keep, not out of fear but out of respect for our journey, become powerful tools for personal development. They remind us that not everything needs to be shared, that some parts of our lives are best nurtured in silence. In this way, we honor the Stoic principles of inner strength, resilience, and wisdom. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the power of silence in the Stoic path. Remember, the true measure of our strength lies not in what we reveal, but in the quiet, unspoken resilience we carry within.